TNN Trap News Network, you back in the same, like cracking the same. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. More of this good content that we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. More of this good news you can use. It's good knowledge you thought you can't get nobody's college. You thought big dog tap in with this happening. Make sure you are in fact tapped in with that good tap in we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. You feel me? You feel me? Like, comment, subscribe, like, comment, subscribe. Chunky Gucci links. You see it. Nothing hollow. Solid pieces. Listen. Solid Gucci links. Don't worry about it. Gucci links are hard. Don't worry about it. Like, comment, subscribe. More of this good content on it, man. Tap in with the tap in to make sure you are in fact tapped in with that good tap in we got going on here at TNN Trap News Network. Make sure you're giving that news you can use. Make sure you get into that knowledge you ain't finna get in nobody's college, big dog. We finna slide over here to Compton Rick Rock. Shout out to Compton Rick Rock. Why is it doing this? Shout out to Compton Rick Rock. We finna go over there what he got going on. We finna see what he got going on. What is going on? This is weird. Not really sure what's going on here. Hold on, let me do this like that. In the meantime, between time, Man at the Garden freestyle. Please don't touch my. It got a body on it. Is out now. Tap in with that. Tap in. You ain't tapped in with that. Tap in. Fairy Tale's out now. And today we dropped a new single, Boogeyman. It's me featuring Brick Baby. So make sure y'all tap in with that. Free him. You feel me? But a new single with me and Brick Baby out now. So make sure. My bad. That's a video of Wack getting beat up at Rolling Loud. Anyway, get into that. We finna jump into this, man. Compton Rick Rock says Luce Cannon is about to be hit up with that good old Zorro while locked up in that pinta. Let's get into this. Let's go.
Heard him. No.
And I want to know who keep letting Compton Rick Rock on the top of this parking structure. Who keep letting this nigga do videos on his roof?
Yo, up, it's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV. It's a good Monday, a fresh start, and we about to get straight to the content. Everybody want to know what's going to happen to Brick Baby, what's going to happen to Luce Cannon, and what's going to happen to 600. Well, I'm going to break it down to y'all, man. From the beginning, Brick Baby, of course, he spoke a whole lot of nonsense that he had no business speaking on the internet. But one thing he never did do, and that was go against Big U. We never heard him go against Big U because he knows. He not like the rest of them that's trying to fit in. He said, you know what? I know how much influence the homie got, so I'm not going to go against him. As far as Luce Cannon, we have seen Luce Cannon get on the internet multiple times and call Big U Big Useless, Big Uterus, and all these other names, very disrespectful as far as you being for somebody's neighborhood because he was there before you was there, and you come on and bring on the nonsense only because you clicked up with somebody that was an enemy towards Big U. As far as 600, the same as well as him. The first thing, y'all was never, ever supposed to side with a blood to go against
y'all was never supposed to side with a blood to go against a nigga from your own hood. If you ain't like him, you ain't like him. But you ain't have to side with no blood to go against him. You could have just been like, I don't like you. And that's that. You feel me? That's it like that.
Homeboys. Now the blood.
And random. Diddy wins partial court victory as the majority of claims have been dismissed. Okay. Diddy went and got a little situation off. All right, Diddy. No Diddy.
Of course. Bloods, power rules, naturally, well, they know naturally, they are enemies. Point blank, period, regardless of how the times is. You see Bloods and Crips hanging out together. You see power rules and Crips hanging out together. That's fine, and that's cool. Glad that people have evolved, but at the same time, they are still enemies. They're going to ride with their side before they ride with a Crip, point blank, period. 600 went against his homeboys because his homeboy said this about him. He was supposed to keep that in-house. He was supposed to pull up over there, handle that with his homeboy, get that out the way. But instead, he sided with a power rule of blood, a power rule blood, they power rule bloods, which is Wack 100. He signed with him to go against his homeboy. He had that battery stuck up in his back, as well as Luce Cannon. They both did the same thing. Now, you hear these dudes say, the streets is dead. The streets is a myth. Nobody is going to do nothing. That's exactly why you see a lot of these dudes doing what they doing. What I mean by that, you see a lot of these dudes on the internet. They on the internet, not in the streets, but on the internet, doing all this nonsense, doing all this talking because...
And now look at them in jail with they dumb double-doubles.
They say nothing is going to happen. Well, let's just say if the streets is dead, and let's just say if the streets is a myth. When these guys go to prison, when these guys go to the feds, when these guys go to jail, this is exactly what's going to happen to them.
Hey, now when these niggas hit the penitentiary, they hit the jails and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be some strict politicking going on because you went against your homies, you went against your hood, you went against your section. It's gonna get you, GLY. You ain't got no alibi. It's ugly. Yeah, it's ugly.
Might not be somebody on the streets that's gonna take the initiative and say, you know what, I'm fit to put a hole up in this dude. I'm fit to bust some holes up in this dude. But in that jailhouse, they are definitely gonna put some holes up in them dudes. Now, Big U is not off the streets because they say he did all of this stuff. No, them people know when they see any black man with some power, they do not want him nowhere. They get them off the streets. It's been happening since the beginning of time. Every black man you ever seen in this country with power, they either unalive them or they even lock them up in prison for the rest of their life. That's just the way it goes. He have power in their eyes. He's a powerful man, and that's something that these dudes do not have. They don't have that power because if they had power like that, they will also be incarcerated. 600 went against the grain. He went against his
600 went against the grain.
homie. He went against his homeboys. Regardless of what excuse he made to do it, he brung it to the internet. So definitely when he get to jail, if he ever go to jail, if they ever pick him up on any indictment, any RICO, anything like that, he definitely would not survive. They would put holes up in him as soon as he hit the yard because it might not be no homies on the streets that want to get him, but definitely when he get up in there, it's still some homies that got love for their neighborhood. And they gonna do it for the fame, they gonna do it for the clout, they gonna do it for the game, they gonna do it for the love of they homie. And they gonna take him out, as well as Luce Cannon. When Luce Cannon hit where he's
Hey, I've said that. I said when Luce Cannon hit a yard, PC can't save you. Niggas be like, oh, he PC. He's still an unaliver. That's why he in jail. Hear me and hear me well. You think that everybody in protective custody, special needs yards ain't an unaliver? That don't mean nothing. That don't mean, in the words of Banky Pound, that don't mean he won't push that Bethlehem. Nigga hit you with that Bethlehem, what you gonna do? Shout out to Banky Pound. You know what I'm saying? Team Banky Pound. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. If you watch Banky Pound, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Banky Pound. That's actually where I got skullduggery and larceny from. I got that from Banky Pound. But regardless of the fact, nigga hit you with that Bethleheezy. That Bethleheezy, nigga. Oh yeah, it's gonna be over with, big dog. And Luce Cannon for sure got a Bethlehem with his name on it.
Going, he's definitely going to get some holes knocked up in him too. Mark my word, y'all are definitely going to see this soon as these dudes hit the yard. Trust me. Now, as far as Wack 100, he played the game how you supposed to play the game when it come to Art of War. All of them is doing something. If you look at the internet, everybody on the internet said what they doing is foul. And I want to know y'all comments, what y'all think in the comment section. Do y'all think what they doing foul, or do y'all think what they doing is a war strategy? As far as Wack, he played all them dudes against they homies, and they didn't see it. He played them all against they homies. Look at Luce Cannon. He's locked up. What against his homeboy? Now he got to go right up in there with his homies. Wack not going to be in there to save you. As well as 600. Nothing has happened to him yet. But if he ever get caught up and hit that yard, I can best assure y'all and best believe that he's going to get some holes put up in him. This is what happened when you go against the grain. These dudes has been played, and they don't even know they played. For what reason? They don't even know. Is it a reward in it for them? Who knows? We gonna see. Well, I'm gonna get into this content with DJ Akademiks, man. DJ Akademiks spoke on this, and I want to know y'all thoughts and what y'all got to say about this in the comment section. Let's get to the content. All right, man. Let's get to this content. Let's go. Let's get it, y'all. With no further delay, man. Let's check out this DJ Akademiks.
Big shout out to Compton Rick Rock for all the effort he takes into his content. Big shout out to Compton Rick Rock.
What he got to talk about in this Wack 100 play 3D chess. Akademiks react to Wack 100 pressing lower trap finesse and speaking on Big U Rico. All right, let's see what he got to say on some of this, man.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get on some federal shit. So we're back on the LA Fed sweep, and essentially, you know, this shit's still happening. People are anticipating what's going to be called a superseding indictment that's going to appear shortly. That's going to detail maybe even more crimes or more significant charges for.
A lot of people don't like DJ Akademiks. They say that he ain't got no love for us over here on this West Coast, and he always talking down on the West Coast, as well as other
podcasters they don't like.
Akademiks makes it clear that he hates the West Coast, but it's cool, Akademiks. We feel the same way about you, bro. No robbery in the fair exchange.
As well, but you know what? This is definitely one of the ones in this game, whether we like it or not. He's definitely one of the top players in this game. He said something that was very important in this video. Is the reason why, which is the reason why I clicked on this. But we're gonna get to it. Y'all follow me. Come on, let's go.
Or the likes of Brick Baby, Luce Cannon, and of course the guy who they place at the top, Big U. Again, I've said this. I hope, you know, in the interest of me, and people usually accuse me of not doing this, but I don't want black men to be like literally signing themselves up for jail with their own stupidity. I hope LA podcasting changes. I get it. Y'all are all gang affiliated for the most part, and y'all love being on there talking about DPs and all type of fuckery and all type of politics and what words offend y'all. But please keep that shit in the streets, okay? The kids that are watching you and the people that are watching you are entertained by your foolery and coonery, but they're even more amused by your indictment. And the reality of it is, you know, if you got a job, whether you get employed by No Jumper or whoever else, that little 100,000, actually, he's not paying y'all 100,000. You're gonna have to pay 150,000 for a RICO. That's a going price for a RICO these days with a good lawyer or a decent lawyer. So again, what are you doing it for? So I hope LA podcasting realizes that, listen, this gang culture, y'all have now became the sacrificial lamb of what people thought Chicago was. And I'm not saying this with trying to be on a soapbox, but
There you have it, man. Now, this is a guy who really talks a lot of mess about us over here, right? He's an instigator. He starts stuff. But in this podcast game, you got to understand where he's going and what he's doing. Now, he said the LA gang culture, we need to change our content. Dudes on here, niggas on here speaking about DPs, who can't go to the set, all this gang stuff online, and now it's becoming it's becoming part of the Fed's investigation. A lot of the stuff that they got off the internet, a lot of the stuff they got off these podcasts. And you know, we all want to blame, hey, it's Adam 22 and Vlad TV. Well, we can't blame. Let's just keep it real, because a lot of niggas be like, man, you taking it? No. Let's just be real right now. We all have said dudes need to stop going on these talk shows talking street business. These dudes bring y'all on a show. They pay y'all. Now, it's up to y'all to say, you know what, I don't want to talk about that next question. Y'all the one who get on these podcasts and start telling all y'all gang business.
Y'all the one that get on the podcast and start talking about the Cryptochronic Cutter-Light. You feel me? Start talking all the whoop bam, super duper banged out Bloods, and super duper cool ass Crips. Tripping.
All y'all hood business. The homie did this. The homie did, like a bunch of hoes. Y'all get on here and y'all do all that. And then when it come down to the get down, like it's going down right now, yeah, they using what niggas is saying on the internet. Because the gang culture, they need to get the gang culture out of it and stop paying these dudes attention that's steady speaking on it. Now, we all come from somewhere. We all come from these neighborhoods, these sections that we grew up in. But it's not for the internet to know who's getting the DP. It's not for the internet to show who getting a DP. It's not for the internet to say, oh, man, the homie did this. Man, the homie doing that. Why you got your bitch ass on the internet talking about what the homie did? Take your motherfucking ass to your hood and handle your business over there like a gangster, like you supposed to be. This is why
Compton Rick Rock keeping it super real.
this internet, this LA gang culture is all bad. We thought, like he said, Chicago was getting on here and doing their thing. But you got Keefy D, he done got on here, self-incriminated himself. Now you got Luce Cannon and Brick Baby, all these guys going on the internet, getting themselves locked up.
okay. So
Did y'all catch that? Because he shot right by that. Let's go back and see if we can catch that. Look what this says. Right here. Brick Baby showing Luce Cannon his gun doing No Jumper interview. And this is what I'm talking about. This is on the internet. He's pulling this up on the internet. Brick Baby, a felon, was carrying a firearm on his waist doing a No Jumper podcast 16 hours before they were all picked up
That's barnacles. That is absolutely barnacles.
by the feds. Luce Cannon threatened Brick multiple times that he was going to beat him up when he crossed paths at No Jumper prior to this interview. Playing on the internet.
I seen another thing too, and I'll react to this chat nigga. With Trap Lord Ross.
I think I seen that too. Right here.
Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why they got into it.
Trap Lord Ross, that's another guy. I think he's from the UK, and he makes a lot of money off the content that's going on in the ghettos of America, the streets of America. The streets of LA, Chicago, wherever it's some gangster shit at, he's documenting this stuff and making a lot of money off our pain and misery. Because we give them this to put on the internet, and they go off of it, and they make millions of dollars.
600 hates him, so he's having his fun. But we're warning him. I'm gonna be real. If somebody took my DNA a year or so ago, after a year, 18 months, I'm thinking ain't nothing of it. I'm not even thinking that my skin's under about a dude's nails. And I hear the family say they found his DNA under the nails. I hear that. That's gonna be alarming to me.
That did turn out to not be completely true, though, right?
No, it was completely
From the complaint, it said that the DNA.
No, it was true, nigga. No, it's not. You just lying.
If you look in the paperwork, it said the DA that was under the nails was inconclusive, meaning that it could be, it could not be. But 600 then was running the content that it was definitely his DNA. Now they also saying that they was warning Big U, this is what we got from the family. The family said, man, your DNA was up under these nails.
You warned him so much that you took it to the internet. And, oh, I called his wife. Then why you just didn't leave it there? What you had, why do we know here in YouTube land? Why are we aware of this?
Now, even if you don't get along with your homeboy, and before you run to the internet and give up this information, you might as well just call up one of your homies and say, hey, homie, we just got word that, man, oh boy, DNA was up under them nails, man. That's what they saying. I don't fuck with him, but y'all go ahead and let the message know, man. I'm trying to warn him, man. I ain't really, I ain't got that much dislike for him to why I can't warn him. So when I hear him get on the internet and say I was warning you, nah, you wasn't warning, you was getting content. Because if you was warning, you would have called somebody in that section and said, hey, homie, man, y'all let dude know, man, they up on him, homie. Straight up.
DNA that was found, it couldn't confirm that it was Big U, but it couldn't rule it out too, whereas they could rule out the other individual, right?
No. I don't know where you saw that at.
I really saw it said that. It wasn't completely confirmed that it's Big U's DNA. That's what I'm saying, and there's still no...
There's no... Listen.
It said it was inconclusive or something like that, right?
So, do you want me to read it out?
Go ahead.
Read out.
Okay, so... Wait, the DNA profile, so DNA was connected from RW's ankle/sock area, consistent with the direction that RW was dragged into the desert off the highway.
Oh.
The DNA profile obtained was not complete, likely due to the aforementioned inclement on whether due to the inclement weather on the night of the murder. So the weather and the way that the body was left overnight, I guess in the cold, in the wind or whatever, meant that the DNA profile wasn't able to be completed. So it says analysis of Henley's DNA profile, Big U, was inconclusive such that he could not be excluded as the contributor of the DNA, but it couldn't be confirmed. And Robinson, on the other hand, was excluded as a potential contributor of the DNA. So it wasn't confirmed, but it couldn't be excluded.
You know who Robinson is?
Robinson.
That's the driver.
Mm-hmm.
That's the driver who told them they drove to L.A., picked the kid up, where they took him, and how he was killed. So when you guys...
Well, Robinson might be in trouble, because if they can't prove that was 100% his DNA up under the nails, he might got action on beating that hot one. It's the other charges that he might not got action at. This stuff get real deep, y'all. I haven't checked out this interview. I just seen the beginning when he was talking about the LA content creators need to change their content. I'm pretty sure that it gets better than this. I'm going to go check out this other interview, man. It's Compton Rick Rock with Compton Rick Rock TV.
Big shout out to Compton Rick Rock TV, man. Show bro some love. We up out here to the next one. Y'all know the deal. It's red dots to the left. You know the rest. Free Avenue Angel till he's free.